was your dinner?
Just in the nick of time.
What do you think people think of these new graphics you got going on over there? They're pretty fancy, man. It's like on fire.
I don't even know if anybody would have even noticed.
Man.
Fire.
2022 coming in at hot.
I doubt
What
anybody
do you got
even
here? What is
noticed.
this like? You got a sticker on the screen right now. This
Oh,
is awesome.
Mike Hopper. That's a first time. Welcome, Mike.
Welcome.
Oh, Kevin noticed. That's good.
Welcome to the Candid Athletic Training Podcast.
Holy cow.
My name's Kevin.
And I'm Chad. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's do it this way. Ready? Say that again.
Welcome to the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Chad.
Look at that. I mean, I want to fix that a little bit. You can't really see it, though.
It's too dark.
Let's go.
Too dark and ominous. Like losing your penis is a bad thing. Name the movie, Kevin.
I can't. I have no idea. Dark and Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Dark and ominous. You know what? It's 2022. We got a live show here. We got all our live listeners. Hopefully more and more come on. And I think, how's your 2022 going so far? Pretty good?
What are we, 3 days in?
Yeah. I mean,
Adjusting.
it has to be pretty good, right? Can't be any better or worse, or
It's, I don't know. It's the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's tired.
So far,
Everyone's
it's this.
fatigued. Everyone's burned out. COVID doesn't seem to be
Going away.
Yeah, it's just, let's go.
You know what? It's spreading like wildfire, though, and hopefully it's the last round of it, and then it will be away. As long as we all accept that it can go away. I mean, some people are probably going to have a hard time accepting that it can go away, and this is the new norm. I haven't heard the new norm in a long time, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
But you know what? F COVID, and it should go away, and let's do this shit. 2022 is the year of no COVID. And it's the year of the Candid Athletic Training Podcast going sky high, right? We are going to be the most trending thing on Twitter. We're going to be the most trending thing on your local news station because athletic training matters and you matter, Chad.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just looking through the comments here.
Yeah. What do they got?
And it's this. Hopefully the sound situation is
Sounds
fixed.
bad?
Apparently there's some sounds. Whatever. I wonder if it's the new graphic was just too much overload. So hopefully now that we're in the show.
I don't know.
So kudos to everybody who's joined. Thank you all for joining us.
Who else is still
Thank you
eating leftover candy?
to all the regulars. Thank you to all the new people. It looks like we're going to have to get rid of that graphic. It looks like that might have been the problem.
Do you think the graphics is?
So far, I see a lot of people in, and welcome, Mike Hopper. Thank you for joining us for the first time. Are those any good?
A little hard.
Well, they were a Christmas present.
A little hard. There is cold.
I never heard anyone complain it was a little hard. So
Depends on who you ask, I guess.
we got a fun show tonight. We're going to poke a little fun.
What's up, Rick?
We're going to poke a little fun in our feature topic.
Poke fun.
We're going to poke fun of the CDC guidelines and of athletic training, I think. Because you know what? It's 2022. F it. Let's have some fun with it. We have to enjoy what we do.
Gotta have some fun. Let's keep it real around here. Let's have some fun.
Right?
That makes sense, right? Hey,
are you doing okay? Things are good?
I'm doing good. I mean, I think like most people, the holidays are pretty overwhelming. I mean, we might as well announce it right here on the national podcast with millions and millions of viewers. Kevin is going to be a daddy this year.
Boom! You heard it
yeah.
here. The Candid family is growing.
The Candid family is growing by one. So
put it down.
You know what?
When is
It still works in my old age.
It still works.
And yeah, July. So hopefully.
So congratulations
when's
to Kevin.
NATA?
I know. We're gonna hold that baby until right after the convention, and I have nothing to do with it.
But anyway, so that's pretty much been the whirlwind for me over the last 12 weeks, 13 weeks. I've handled a lot of that situation. Have handled a lot of COVID, just like everybody else. And yeah, that's what I got. That's how I'm okay. Clinic's going great.
Clinic's going good.
It's going slow right now, but I mean, it's kind of just a slow season for us.
Is it better than the BOC emails?
It's better than the BLC emails. I mean, I was not certified for a whole day. I don't know about anybody else.
Everyone had panic attacks.
I did not. I read it and I was like 2019? And I have until February of 2020 to get this fixed.
Luckily, I don't check
I'll figure it out.
Luckily, I don't check my emails regularly enough so that when I started checking them, I saw the second email first. So I was like, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
You got them all in though? Did you get your CPR card in?
I was waiting on my CPR card from my previous employer. It all happened. It all comes together. Just like me. I was scrambling to finish my dinner before here because I got home from work at like an hour or 45 minutes before we have to leave for the show. So I didn't have a chance to eat dinner. I picked it up on the way over here. We set up and I was just like, let's scarf down dinner. Luckily, the intro took 30 seconds longer than
it did.
We started the show.
It did because all those amazing graphics, you know? Hey.
We got a lot of people on this show. That's good.
Nate's
it's
back.
Fun. Nate's back.
Nate Mirish is back. Mirish.
Yeah.
You know, you got anything else? Well, you know, while we have all these live listeners, you know, make sure you do yourself a favor. Maybe send that link to one of your athletic training friends. Let's get some more people on this live podcast. Honestly, you know, the way my mind works is tomorrow I'm going to change the pricing for the memberships, and that tomorrow keeps going to the next day.
Let's be honest. It's the new pricing guidelines because Kevin can't remember.
I think I'm going to forget again for a little bit, and then maybe I'll change them back to like with the standard pricing of $1 million in order to be a member here. Because I figure if we can get one member at $1 million, I think we'll be fine.
Who do you think it would be?
Well, I mean, first we'd have to bring Dylan on for his show.
Yeah.
Because I'd feel bad if we didn't have Dylan on first. Gosh, who would it be? Who's got sneaky, like, just extra money laying around as an athletic trainer?
It's got to be a professional.
Rick Cox.
It's a professional AT somewhere.
I could see Rick Cox having, like, some hideaway money.
Kayla wanted to know, ask you if your kid was Plandid or Candid.
It was pleasantly Candid. I mean, we were,
subscribe,
why not share
follow.
some memberships, you know?
So,
hey, if you forgot to get somebody something for Christmas, you know, they're one of your favorite. See you, Shay Good. If you forgot to give somebody, I think do we have anything else that we want to do? We got to thank Brew Fitness here in Milwaukee. Thanks for allowing us to sit our butts right here in this lovely green space and squat racks and dumbbells and everything behind us. It's a great spot to do a podcast from. And, you know, everybody else that doesn't host this podcast, you have a chance to host this podcast. You can do it. And if you want, you know what? All of our listeners, if you know of anybody that should host this podcast or should be a sponsor or should provide maybe some CEU opportunities for you by listening to this podcast, hook them up. Give them our email. Tell them our website. Tell them where we can join forces to make athletic training.
Join forces. That sounds so much fun.
Worldwide.
Prestige worldwide.
You got anything else?
No, I think the internet's being difficult. Everyone.
Internet.
Yeah.
Do we need internet for this show?
Yeah. So we'll do the best we can here. Technical difficulties sometimes are beyond our control.
Yeah.
Sorry,
guys.
The Wi-Fi and all that stuff.
It's Wi-Fi, right? And that's the unfortunate thing. It's not equipment. It's Wi-Fi.
So
all right, let's move.
Let's do our weekly topics. All right. All right.
They think we're in the country. Everybody thinks we're in the country out here in the Midwest.
I don't know if I don't know who's talking to us and who's talking to who. So,
okay.
All right, let's get to the sad news.
Sad news.
Obviously, everyone knows Betty White no longer with us.
I'm sorry, that was bad. Bad form. The non-living legend. Who doesn't love Betty White?
I don't know. I don't know how you can't.
Yeah, she's amazing. Well, if we're going to be wiggling cords, I'm going to go wiggle a cord.
Wiggle it just a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just probably the signal.
Is that better, people?
All we can do is keep moving. You know, hopefully it just no noise. Now there's no noise. Do you have your thing on?
Excuse me?
You know, that thing. There's like some kind of button you got to push.
Let's do this.
It is moving.
Maybe. I don't know. How's that? Is that better, everyone?
Probably not. But I think this is no longer fun.
Yeah, they're all leaving us.
It's definitely not fun when nobody can hear us or see us or
No.
understand what's going on. I mean, this just keeps, like, if you're watching mine, like, it just keeps stalling. I don't know what we can do on this side. Unless you can, like, refresh some kind of video feed on your side through Ecamm. We'll just edit all this out, you know, in the post show.
I mean, what should we try here?
I don't know. I don't know all the buttons over there. Is there any kind of, like, video refresh or, like, that red live button?
No,
like,
there's, like, finish. There's
no, yeah. Like, does anything happen with that? I mean, we can end the show and, like, make a new link. I don't know if that's, like, really a great idea.
I mean, no, are we still frozen? No, we're not, because you're moving over there.
Nah, same.
The comments.
Let's go, Dylan. It's your time.
Are we back? It's louder.
I don't know, man.
It's because I did this. Are we still lagging?
Are we still leg? It's louder.
Let us know, and we'll continue the show.
Better. So far, so good. Hey, maybe it's all of your internet connections. Everybody think of that? I mean, come on. Everybody's yelling at us.
All right. So let's pick up. We can
Betty
hear
White.
and see. So people are back. We're going to just pretend like the last 5 minutes never happened.
Never happened. Hey,
Whatever
if
we
we
did.
don't talk about it, then it didn't happen.
All right. No more graphics tonight. Just talking. All right. So Betty White.
Betty White.
R.I.P. I want to do 2 Betty White characters, probably her 2 most famous characters. And
Not true, but
you don't think they're her
One
2
of
most famous characters?
no. Dude, like, she was on, like, Mary Tyler Moore show. She was on the Carol Burnett show. She had, like, her own variety show for a while.
I know, but those aren't characters. That's her playing her.
Not on the Mary Tyler Moore show, probably.
All right.
She had, so her beginning of her career, she had some really very big characters. But the Betty White that we know, that we're going to talk about, and that most people are going to understand on the live stream at least.
Rose
Wonderful
from Golden Girls.
Rose. Who doesn't love Rose?
And then Grandma Annie
Grandma.
from The Proposal.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw The Proposal?
It's been a couple years, but I love
Sandra Bullock?
that movie. I used to love Sandra Bullock, but I do like that movie. Of all the rom-coms, it's one of my favorites.
There's good comments going on the live stream. So if you want,
We don't know what happened.
Get yourself a membership to get on this live stream. I know today's all public.
You know
but
what?
I swear to God, I'm going to take away this public access so quick.
We're gonna, if we get more members, we can get better Wi-Fi. We can pay for better Wi-Fi. We can get our own studio. No offense, Ryan.
We'll pay for the highest internet everyone could ever see.
I think it's just Dylan. Dylan's trying to saboteur.
You know what? He is. He's always trying. He's always. Yeah, whatever.
Let's get back to Betty White.
Stop distracting.
I'm not even gonna look at the comments anymore. It's just you and me, old
whatever.
school.
We're just old school. And you know what'll happen is this will record just fine, and then these punks can wait for a whole week to listen to it. Because everybody else that's listening to this a week from now, they're like, what is going on? Why are these guys so angry?
Why?
You know what? It reminds me of, oh, never mind. No, you wouldn't know what this means.
Maybe.
Nah, one of my Top Gear. Remember yeah, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
You've never seen it.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, but there was a specific scene where it was like they started fighting with the audience, and it was like it would flash back and forth, and like it was just escalating and getting worse and worse. And I feel like that's what's going on with the live streamers right now.
Yeah.
They're throwing rocks at us.
Well, once you get to the mountaintop.
But anyway, Betty White. Rose.
Okay, so I think realistically, she's like the super naive one. Like
she's simple,
super
right?
new,
super simple lady.
Simple, but simple doesn't always mean bad.
No, not at all.
Sometimes simple is the most basic way to do things, A to Z. So, and I think here's the thing that most people forget about Rose. Her strength is in her attention to detail and her memory. She would be talking and she'd be like, oh, I remember this one time, yada, yada, yada. And she would come up with these random ass stories. But her attention to the detail and her memory from long ago was spot on, like none other. And I think that's a really good quality for athletic trainers. Oh, remember 3 weeks ago you did these exercises? Oh, no, you don't remember? Well, here's what happened. So, I think low key.
That's it. You're kind of like this. You're like you.
I can remember probably, really random things. It depends.
You can probably remember your roster of your baseball team from 2013. It might take you a couple minutes, but you could be like bing bang boom boom boom.
Nah, I could get some.
You got a trap like that. I don't have that kind of trap. Like I am so bad at recall of like what me and somebody did 2 months ago. If I don't write it down, if I don't keep my little black book, and I've been really bad about it lately of like writing down everything that I've been doing with my patients.
Kevin, you're married with a kid. You don't have a black book anymore.
Hey man, I got a black book. It might not be very valuable to any of the single people out there, but it'd be very valuable to the athletic training world because there's a lot of stuff in it. Was taught by the best how to keep a black book, and I still keep a black book. It's just not black. And it's not tiny anymore because I don't have to keep it in my pocket. I used to always have to keep it in my pocket. I'm terrible at that. So, I mean, right off the bat, Rose is going to be a better athletic trainer from that standpoint. Yeah. I know some athletic trainers.
She was really gullible, though.
She was very gullible because she was very simple, right? So she assumed everybody was telling her the truth.
Yeah.
Which would be very tough as an athletic trainer if you assume everybody's telling you the truth. Oh, that'd be really hard.
Also,
she's from Minnesota, so she that's what I read. So she'd have a good accent for everybody to make fun of, you know. That's what people from Wisconsin.
I don't remember what her character job was, or were they all retired, or what did she do? I don't know how she'd be in emergency care. I don't know if she'd be good in emergency care.
I don't know if they ever got into like
probably.
What did they do?
She worked on a farm a lot, so I think she's worth manual labor.
When was the last time you watched the Golden Girls?
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Minimum.
And you're remembering all this, or did you look some stuff up?
I watched 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Of best Betty White, like 30 seconds, and it just reminded me of how she was.
How, when was the Golden Girls? 80s?
I don't know, 70s, 80s?
I think it was the 80s. How many seasons was it on for? I feel like
let's look it up.
I feel like it's a very impactful show for a lot of people, and it still has this like staying power of like there's reruns being played on late night TV on whatever TMC or something.
I'm looking it up.
And I
1985.
And to what?
177 episodes, 7 seasons.
That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of episodes. Wow.
20. That's basically 24
that's a lot of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. It's pretty strong. And isn't like what was the little old lady's name? Like the real old lady.
Sophia?
Wasn't she like actually the youngest one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
It's so funny because she reminded me, because she looked exactly like my great grandmother when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. And now to think about like my great grandma and how old she was at that time, and now how old my grandparents are, and they're like alive, I'm like, holy crap, my great grandma wasn't that old. It's kind of it's kind of crazy.
I know.
When you think about when you're a kid and how old people are. Oh gosh.
So that show is older than my wife and your wife.
Yeah.
85.
It's as old as me. I'm an 85. I'm an 85.
All right, let's talk about the proposal.
Okay, proposal. Crazy grandma lady. No, I'm just kidding.
Spiritual.
Spiritual. She was so connected to how her feelings, what the world was going to give you, and she knew that if she just had to nurture Sandra Bullock, and everything would be fine.
How about the baby making blanket? That's all I want to talk about.
Okay, so the baby making blanket. Do you think she had a rehab blanket? Or maybe like a wound care.
I think it was the same blanket.
How about a like a sprained ankle blanket?
Can you imagine just wrapping?
Maybe that's what she would have done. She would have just said, you know what? I just compress and I wrap everything. You just got to heal things by wrapping it.
She was all about movement. Ooh,
she was. She was a dancer. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, she would have done a really good job of making everybody a little uncomfortable, but provided them the healing space that they needed.
She would have been the best at doing like a prehab program with like a group. Like, all right, everyone gather around. We're going to do these exercises.
I think most of us have probably experienced this. Did UWM ever bring in somebody to like run yoga?
Me.
You? Oh gosh, man. I don't know if anybody has seen Chad stretch, but
it's quality.
Anyway, I feel like she would have been that athletic trainer that has said, hey, you know, why don't we start a morning yoga session for everybody so that we can start like preventing some of these maybe soft tissue injuries before they even happen.
She was the wise behind like her years. She like knew people were messing with her, but she kind of just let it go and realized, all right, everyone will get what they deserve. And I think that's a good quality for athletic trainers. Like the whole, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself, and it will come.
It will come.
If you build it.
It definitely will come with that
especially
baby
with
making blanket. There's people that haven't seen the proposal. The proposal is...
yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds.
Just a picture, a type A.
Sandra Bullock in the prime of her career. Ryan Reynolds at the beginning of his career.
Power woman, power broker.
Like she was...
I got no time for
boss.
nothing.
Ryan Reynolds was her assistant. And turns out she needs Ryan Reynolds to fake being married to her so that she doesn't get
deported.
Because I think she was Canadian or something in the movie. Funny because Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. I have no idea if Sandra Bullock is Canadian, but maybe she is. And it's a rom-com, and as you can imagine with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds,
they fall in love. Can you imagine that kid?
What's his face? Coach was his dad.
Coach.
What's his name? What's his freaking name?
I don't know the actor's name. He was just Coach in Coach.
Judd Nelson. No, not Judd Nelson, but Nelson. Either way, the coach, main character from Coach. He's the dad of Ryan Reynolds.
Craig T. Nelson.
Had
to look it up on IMDb.
Actually, like, bang for buck. You got an hour and a half to kill. You want to laugh.
I love it. I love the movie.
It's actually a really solid movie. I actually think it's one of Ryan Reynolds' first, like, movies as him being him. Like, his humor is starting to take shape, and, like, you see the beginnings of what is Deadpool. I really do. Anyway. Who do you pick?
Realistically, man, the whole how naive Rose was from Golden Girls.
Yeah,
that's tough.
It's really
but I
tough.
like I like the memory. I like the fact that she worked on a farm, so she knows she's got some blue collar to her.
She can milk
Screw
a cow.
it. I'm going to go with Rose from Golden Girls.
I'm totally going Grandma. Movement, baby. Movement.
Motion is
Get a
motion.
movement. Love it.
All right.
Should I ask them? Or do you think they even care?
What?
I don't. What was her name? What was her name in the proposal?
Oh, I put it up on social media already.
Oh, okay.
And it was 75% of the people said Grandma Annie
Grandma
would make the better athletic trainer.
Okay.
Kayla, I do agree you should watch this. It was...
Is Abby on the show?
And the bachelorette party. Oh, you know the best part is Ramon. I think it's his... I think Ramon. R-A-M-A-O-N-A. He's the best character in the movie. Just like the little humorous side dude. You know who I'm talking about?
I do.
Ed just hinted at it.
Yeah.
Oscar.
The guy from The Office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oscar from The Office. That is the best character in the show. Nah, they're all good. I really highly recommend the movie.
Kevin's in. Kevin Joyce, that is. I'm not talking in the third person, I swear.
All right, let's do our top 5.
Okay, top 5.
Kevin, we're not doing any more graphics. That's when the show seems to break down, so the graphics are out today.
You know what? Hold on a second.
I tried to update everything.
You keep talking. You keep talking.
I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm just kidding. So, we won't. Ed, good call. Top 5. If you could update one thing in your athletic training room, Kevin, what would it be? Oh, he's out. He's already out.
Would it?
If you could update one thing in your athletic training room, what would it be?
Okay. One thing in my athletic training room that I would update are the hot and cold tubs. I tried I tried so hard when I was in the minor leagues. I just wanted one more tub. I had all the space in the world. I had my wet room was half the size of the space we're in right now. And I was like, can I just get one more tub? And then I looked at how expensive they were, and I was like, oh, okay, I get why I don't have one more tub.
You are in the professionals.
I know, but I was at one point in the meaner leagues. Number 2, I would update the stereo in my athletic training room. And you probably know what's coming next. Number 3, I would definitely update the TV in my athletic training room. Number 4, and this because
this is going back to your last athletic training room, isn't it?
Yeah. This is my
straight Biloxi.
Totally Biloxi. Number 4, the cold water. There was no cold water.
Wow, yeah, that's a must-have.
Like it was 80. Like so, I would, and granted, my ice machine was used for 2 things: making my cold tub cold, and filling the Gatorade coolers. Other than that, I think I made 2 ice bags in 2 years. Wow. I would assume. Also kept a lot of adult beverages cold for bus trips. Number 5. And we tried to do this while we were there. I would update the walls in my athletic training room.
The people have turned on Dylan.
Oh, what happened? Dylan, I'm sorry, man. Either way, I wanted windows in my athletic training room, or there was, for some reason, there was a wall. Okay, it was athletic training room, office, and then the weight room was on the other side of the office. Strength and conditioning room. And we asked multiple times, like, could you just knock down this wall so we could just see into the strength and conditioning space? Because
make it a half wall.
We used it all as the same space anyways. And if the stereo was going in a weight room, like it wasn't like I could hear anything in my room. It didn't matter how loud or how soft it was. So it was like, you know what? I just said how high or how soft it was, but like loud or soft. I just wanted to be able to see into the weight room so I could watch what guys were doing. I could like pull them aside with things. I could watch their form on things. I could say, hey, go in there and do your rehab and blah, 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 blah. So I really wanted to change the physical walls of my athletic training room.
The walls.
What do the people say?
All right. We have a top 5 for you. We have a three-way tie for third place.
Three-way.
We have a three-way.
3 ways.
We have a three-way at third place. Third base. Okay. 5 answers apiece. Now, this guy's a little hard to... It got a little hard to track because... We'll get into that in a little bit.
Because you forgot how to count or what?
No, just like the way people wrote some things. Some people were very specific. Some people were more general.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if I should lump all the general and specific things together or not.
Oh, I should have updated the refrigerator so I could
5
whiskey.
5 answers for wet room.
Wet room. Yeah.
The whole wet room.
The whole thing. Make
and
it
I took
more
that as they
or
want
less
no
wet.
add one.
Oh.
Give me a wet room.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me a wet room. Update. I want a wet room.
They want more wet. I mean,
More wetness.
Wet. More wet.
5 people said, I want to update my tables.
Yep. That's a common one.
Tables. So now other people said treatment tables. Other people said taping tables. I didn't. And I just put, if they said tables, I put it as tables. Maybe they meant other tables. I didn't know. I couldn't combine them. 5 people also said the whole thing. I want to update the whole thing.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang for $100 or $80 right now
50,
if you get in fast. No, the whole
that's
shebang.
the full Johnson.
Yeah. All right. In second place,
Yeah.
9 athletic trainers said they wanted to update their storage.
Storage.
So we want better storage.
You know how practical of you athletic trainers.
I know. I think that's
I want a TV, guys. I want a TV.
it's so funny
I
because
want a 70-inch TV.
we're so trained to think, what do I need to accomplish?
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
16 people, first place, said the size of the athletic training room needs to be updated.
Size matters.
Size matters.
Yeah, size matters.
Some fun ones. Somebody said soundproof it. The rehab area would have been next most.
Nice.
Sink. Some people need new sinks.
I like the soundproof though.
Somebody wanted surround sound.
Yeah.
Desks, whirlpools, declutter.
Just a little.
A little declutter.
I tried putting semi surround sound into a athletic training room.
How'd that
Maybe
go?
in Biloxi. It worked well.
Scissors.
A
Updated.
subwoofer and
How about
everything.
updated scissors?
Updated scissors. I mean, that's easy.
Normatex.
Think big, people.
How about
That's
updated?
fine.
How about
I
this
like
one?
that. That's big.
Is this thinking big? Updated wall color.
Yes.
That's
like
a great
that.
answer.
That's a great
If it bothers
answer.
you, I can understand.
I totally get it.
Get this beige off my
Yes.
walls. Give me some key lime pie green.
Why the F is everything off white?
Oh.
I like it.
What should be
Key
updated
lime
in
green?
what should be updated in my athletic training room? The attitudes.
Okay. All right. Good. I like that.
Injury reports need to be updated
Ooh.
in the athletic training room.
By somebody else, I hope.
Transportation, golf carts need to be updated. Ice machines, flooring, ice baths, windows, a TheraBand wall. I think just the area where you hang your TheraBands. Updated stools. Updated athletes.
Kayla wants to know if she put an espresso.
Nope, she put down. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Was
about-
there an espresso
okay.
machine anywhere in there?
No, no.
That's a really good one, Kayla. By
How
the way.
about this?
Oh God,
Updated cell service.
I put a Keurig in mine. That's about it. What's up?
A cell service. Can you update your cell service?
Oof. That was the whole reason I got a smartwatch.
Computers, TV.
Back when they didn't work.
How about updated National Practice Act?
Oh. If the CDC has anything to do with it, maybe we could do
We'll
it.
get there. We'll get there. Updated lasers, updated lights. Somebody said I need an updated head athletic trainer.
Oh.
And
Ooh, I want to know who put that.
The last-
you put your name next to that when you you say
Give me a new boss, baby. How about the last answer was, I need updated baseboards.
Oh, well, I hope there wasn't a flood or something. You know,
the flooring. So
updated baseboards.
So
see, that's where athletic trainers come on. You don't need updated baseboards. You need, a rocket ship.
So at my last position, I felt really good about like the size, the layout, all that stuff. We could use a little bit more storage, but I mean, it was pretty functional.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would update. I guess the Wi-Fi.
I mean, cell service in that freaking
bad.
That was really bad in that athletic training room. Did that ever change, or did you suffer through 14 years of no cell service?
Slightly. No, it was still bad. It was still
Wi-Fi
bad. It was still bad.
things.
You still had to go by the window and like call, hanging out the window, like, hey, hold on, let me go get to this spot. I mean, it's 2021.
But at least Wi-Fi changed things where, like, if your text messages would go through, things like that. That's pretty good.
So
back in the day when you first started, that wasn't a thing.
All right.
What do you need? What do you want to do?
Let's do our FMK.
Did Abby ever give us a pick one?
Yeah,
Abby,
but it was a really bad one because it was a would you rather. It was would you rather this person or that person. A pick one needs to be one out of a big. So maybe we'll call it a big gun. And then it started this whole Karate Kid debate because it was Daniel LaRusso versus Johnny. I forgot
Appleseed?
Johnny, I forgot his last name.
Sweep the leg.
Put him in a body bag, Johnny.
Put him in a body bag. Baseboards.
Oh, I think Kate Adcock. That's great. That's so much fun.
Thank you for fessing up to that one.
All right, Dylan, you wanted us to do. Dylan wanted us to do
right here.
FMK with phone. Something about the bus. So give us what he wants.
I think Dylan would first ask, like, okay, what games does everybody play on the bus?
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah, games.
So, which, by the way, I'm gonna give a little word of advice right now. We talked. I talked to you about it last week.
I love games.
I got my mom's a Zelda nut. She loves Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think you told me this.
My sister is a Mario Brothers nut. She loves Mario Brothers. And so they got, like, this company came out with these handheld, the size of a regular first Nintendo controller, handheld, like, little Game Boy, where you could play the original Zelda from NES and then the original Mario Brothers from NES.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really cool. Like, it's fascinating that, like, all of that, like, box technology and putting the cartridge in is now, like, again, like in the palm of your hand. So it got me and my wife thinking, how cool would it be to play original Nintendo games? And so
incredible.
A couple years ago, Nintendo came out with the original Nintendo with like 30 games on it, and they also came out with Super Nintendo with like 30 games on it, and you can't find them anywhere. So we ordered some knockoff with 620 games on it off Amazon. We got it today. Just to let everybody know, there's really only like 200-something games on it, and it just like repeats itself. I think there's like it's almost like there's a Japanese version, and then there's like an American version on it or something. But it does have original Mario on it, original Super Mario Brothers. If you're going to... I think it's worth the money. If you want to play some original Nintendo games, go either maybe the Nintendo Switch. I don't have it. Maybe you can buy the original games on that, or because you could on the Wii, which was awesome, or try to find the actual Nintendo one, because so far I'm a little disappointed. Maybe Paperboy is going to work out. Donkey Kongs have sucked. Mario Brothers, there's only the one Mario Brothers, and then there's all these other weird Japanese Mario Brothers. Like, there's a math game. It's very strange. Anyway, games. Games on your phone on the bus. So this is what I'm thinking. Entertainment while you're on the bus.
Yep, that's what it turned into, I think you said.
I know that we've talked about this before, but it's a topic that probably can be talked about until we're blue in the face, because when it really comes down to it, when you're sitting on that bus for 9 hours, 12 hours, 3 hours, are you reading something? Are you a book? Are you going to play a game on your phone? Or maybe are you a crazy person and you brought a PlayStation somehow in a backpack and a whatever, and you hooked up your phone with Wi-Fi and you're going to play some Call of Duty on the plane or on the bus? Or are you going to watch a movie or a TV show? FMK, reading, games, movies, TV.
All right. I'm going to start with what I will kill.
Oh.
Because it's the easiest.
So violent.
It's the easiest choice for me.
It better be what I think it is.
I'm killing reading. That's probably what you thought it was.
Better be.
I'm a bad reader on the, in a moving vehicle. Like, it'll give me a headache.
All right.
I'll get motion sick. Don't come at me with it.
Don't come at me.
So I'll pass on the grass.
Okay, yeah.
I'll kill the reading.
Okay, kill it.
I did a little bit of it last year because my wife asked me to read some
baby books.
Raising a baby.
Raising that child.
I needed to do it.
Which, by the way, your child might be the fastest human that has ever lived. You might have given birth to the Flash.
Because of the...
I swear to you.
The footsteps on your
Oh,
ceiling?
my gosh. So I
think that's my wife.
No. This is it. Okay, if it is Julie, that's the fastest I've ever seen Julie or heard Julie move. Like, there will be, like, pitter-patter. Like, from the back of the house.
Are you sure it's not the dog?
Oh, it's definitely 2 feet. It's not 4.
Okay.
Like, there's a difference between the.
I love the fact that he moves.
He is. Wow, he's fast. I honestly sometimes I'm like, he is what, 4? Like, he's definitely like running around like a normal 4-year-old.
He's back and forth.
He is advanced.
Thank you. All right, so I'll kill the reading. I'm gonna marry. I love playing mobile games on my phone. Love it. It's like my favorite thing to do. I have to actively tell myself not to do them because I have more productive things in my life that I'm trying to accomplish. And if I play for an hour, I'm playing for a month. Like, I won't put it down because I want to be like good at them.
That's called being an addict.
Yeah. Like, I think about this.
You're not a drinker.
I know. I miss when we used to sit and play Arkham. When we played Arkham at my, when we were both single.
Hey, we can play whenever you want, man.
And just do it for hours. I miss those days. I love.
Come on down to the dungeon, baby.
I can't do it. I have other obligations. So I'll F with the movies.
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while, it's okay. I prefer. It's tough because watching movies on a bus is not a great experience by any stretch. I'll do it if I want to fall asleep. And I'll put on something I've seen before and whatever, just to drown out the bullshit noise from the athletes.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll do it.
Yeah.
I will use, like, if I want to try and close my eyes, I'll try and do something. Okay. In terms of what kind of games I play, I love strategy games. Turn-based games. Anything turn-based.
Turn-based.
So, like, I get to do something, and then the computer or somebody else will get to do something, and then I get to do, like a Marvel Strike Force.
What about the
Marvel Strike Force was a big one, or Star Wars Galaxy. I think it's called Galaxy Heroes.
What about what was that baseball game that was on Facebook? Did that ever like advance?
Those kind of things, yep. All that stuff where you collect.
I know, but did that ever advance?
They do a new one every year.
Yeah,
they do a football one, a basketball
and it's
one.
on Facebook still.
Yeah.
Is it any good anymore? I mean,
I haven't done it in a few years.
Yeah. It was. I actually got into it a little bit because
it was
you're
like collecting. You're trying to build up to your ultimate team. Yeah, I've done.
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
but for the most part, the games you like, no, I can't do it.
Why?
I can't.
Too much thinking?
No, I think it's these. God, building of worlds, like taking your turn to like build the world and like long drawn out games.
I won't do
on my phone. I should preface that with on my phone because I loved the idea of the Arkham games.
Yeah.
Right? Like or the Spider-Man on PlayStation.
So the games that you're thinking of like the fort building games, like the tower defense stuff, I don't play those.
Okay.
Because again, you upgrade one time and then you have to wait 7 days. I don't like I prefer like I want to take a character, I want to equip them with different things. Okay. Like I want to take a Star Wars character and give them different gear and different abilities, and then like if they interact in a certain way and then they all do great things. Like that's the kind of stuff I like. How do things fit together? I
don't like games though that don't involve some sort of like actual skill after you equip somebody with something, right? Yep. Yeah. So like if it is literally just time means that like you get equipped with new things or you complete tasks without actually physically doing something. Yeah, I can't stand that. Yeah. And that's unfortunately a lot of phone games. Yeah. A lot of that like long arc storyline. Like if there was an Arkham phone game, that's what it would have been. Because they wouldn't have been able to create the joystick to like and all the buttons. You can't recreate that, right? That's why I all the time like first person shooter type games on your phone to me were just like ugh.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I like the turn based ones. Like, give me a couple characters, and I want to figure out how to build them up. Was fun. So, all right, you go. I'm going to fill up my water.
All right. So I would. Oh man. So I so want to F reading. I really want to F reading because I think there's something delightfully sexy about reading. As Chad is just walking away. I really wish I could read every single night, and I wish it was like something that was part of what I did, but I can't do it. So I'm not going to do it, and therefore I'm going to have to kill it, just like Chad did. Reading. I've read one book on a bus, and it was a very easy read. It was very entertaining. It was pertinent to like what my athletes were doing. Otherwise, I have to listen to books. If I read, it sounds awful, but I don't take in the knowledge that I'm actually reading. And so I have to listen to what I'm like actually wanting to learn. Therefore,
you're such an audiobook person.
I have to be. I can't. Every book I've ever read, cover to cover, if I didn't read it a second time or then listen to the audiobook, I don't retain the knowledge whatsoever. And I wish I would have known that a long time ago, and I wish I would have been the person that created Audible so that people like me could have been more successful maybe in high school or something. But, man, I want to F some reading, but I just can't do it. I have to kill it. I am definitely going to F games because they are I'd say it's like this little guilty side piece of like, I don't want to dive into an episode right now. I don't want to dive into a movie right now. All I want to do is just shut my brain off and do what is natural.
That's why I married it.
And that is like, wow.
That's exactly why I married it.
Hopefully Julie's not listening right now, but your husband apparently shuts his brain off for your entire marriage. Anyway, that's why I'd F it, is because I'm just going to do this raw freaking thing for like 20 minutes because it's just a quick bus ride. I want to distract myself. I know I'm not going to get anything out of this other than pure entertainment, so I'm going to F the crap out of it. But I'm going to marry, for the long haul, movies, TV, because on the bus, traveling, that was the only time that I had this like separation from me and my athletes, and I could I could just enjoy something. Because by the time I got home, I was passing out. If I was trying to like watch or like keep up on, even like, I remember like trying to rewatch Game of Thrones because everybody was talking about it, because everybody around me had all the time in the world to get home early, watch an episode of Game of Thrones, this and that, and I just couldn't do it. I needed to watch it while I was traveling on the plane or on the bus, because it was the only time that I had peace and quiet and I could actually focus and enjoy something. And I think, you know what, Chad? Marriage is to be enjoyed.
Oh, yeah?
I know so much more about marriage than you. It's crazy.
Seasoned veteran.
God. Wild. I mean, you've been married, what, like a whole, I don't know, how long, when did you guys get married? 19, right?
10, 19, 19.
Yeah. So, I mean.
And we got married.
A year and a half more than me?
Yeah.
Seriously? Like, you know.
You're coming up on your 1 year.
Come on. Yeah.
You're halfway to your 1 year.
God. She's going to be ultra prego on our 1 year anniversary.
Good luck.
Definitely not going to be able to celebrate with a nice bottle of wine or anything. At least I might be able to.
You can. Okay.
That was a great discussion, by the way. I liked it.
There's a lot there.
What's next?
When I think about athletic training, I think
what?
about the bus trips a lot.
Me too.
Like that was my
Me too.
Going on the bus was actually my time to check out and get away from, like, I loved it.
Yeah, it's your time. It's me time, baby.
Yeah, because I can't do anything. I could do very little.
Yeah. Did anybody ever on your bus trips, because you had some nice long bus trips too, hook up a hammock in like the aisle? Oh, we had a couple guys that did that, and I always wondered, like, are you actually resting, or are you legitimately just always worried that it's gonna fall?
Yeah.
Did guys fall asleep in the aisle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah. There's nothing like, I mean, if you haven't gone on a long bus trip with your team, like, what happens in the middle of the night? You know, you have your group of athletes that are in the back of the bus that probably it's getting really hot, so they all have their shirt off, especially if it's in like summer months. They're all playing card games or they're doing something stupid. You got the guys in the middle of the bus that are all trying to sleep, or they're trying to pay attention to themselves or watching their movies. You're crawling over guys that are laying in the middle, like the middle of the bus in the aisle. And would you have ever, I know when you're in college or in your early 20s, you kind of overlook a lot of things. But I was in my like early to mid 30s when I was crawling over people on a bus. And you were in your mid 30s, 40. Could you have ever fallen asleep in the aisle?
No.
Yeah, me neither. That would have been like the worst thing in the entire world.
Have you ever heard of the bus game Mafia? I just asked.
I've heard of the game Mafia. You played it
on the bus. It's
What,
it's like kind of a grown up version of Heads Up, 7 Up. You know, remember that game when you were a kid?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a grown up version of that on the bus. It's kind of fun. So I just asked. I polled the live streamers if they play Mafia. I played with my baseball athletes. It could be a lot of fun. It was a good team building.
No, I've never heard of this.
So there's a narrator, and then you usually have about 15 in our case, we would get between 15 and 20 athletes playing the game in the back of the bus.
Yep.
Everyone would put their heads down. The narrator would pick characters. They'd usually pick 3 Mafia members.
By like tapping their
by
head.
tapping their head.
Yeah.
And then they would pick a sheriff or 2 sheriffs, and then a medic.
Okay.
And so then you went round by round. So the narrator would narrate the game. At the beginning of every round, everyone would put their head down. The Mafia would come together and silently kill one of the other mafia members.
Okay.
So then that person would get killed, and then also during the head down period.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the head down period, mafia kills somebody.
Yep.
Then the sheriff gets to check somebody to see if they're a mafia member or if they're not.
Okay.
So the narrator would tell them, yes, they're in the mafia. No, they're in the, give them a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay.
And then the medic would get to pick one random person and save them. So if the mafia happened to kill them that round and the medic picked the same person, they would stay alive.
Okay.
It became a big thing. So then what would happen is that would be the head down period. Everyone would turn their heads up. The narrator would say who got killed. If the sheriffs were on the scene, meaning whether they found out who a mafia member was or not.
Yep.
And then if the medic was on the scene, like if they saved somebody that got killed.
Yep.
So systematically, you'd go from 20 players to 19 to 18 to whatever. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of every round, there would be this big argument about who's in the mafia. So you'd be like, everyone's yelling a couple different names. I think so-and-so is in the mafia. Then you'd pick two people, and then they would vote. You'd have a vote. And one would get voted off the island, and one would continue on in the game. So you're going from like many people down to trying to figure out.
So the goal
for the mafia was to eliminate everyone.
Yeah.
The goal for the townspeople or the non-mafia was to vote all the mafia members out before everyone got killed off.
But if you were the last remaining mafia person, then what?
You would just
win somehow?
You would just win. You would win the game. All Mafia wins. And so the sheriffs would try and figure out, like the sheriffs would find out who the mafia were, but they didn't want to come out and say too early because then the next round the mafia would kill them. So there's like a whole lot of strategy. It got to be really fun. And if you have the right group of athletes, it can be a lot of fun. You should look it up.
I had one team that would have liked doing that, and I had one team that probably would have hated doing that. And I had one coaching staff that definitely would have been like, no. Everybody shut up.
Yeah. So anyways, when we were talking about games and stuff like that, I thought Mafia was a really fun one.
Orange and red. Redskins? Or Washington football team?
Yeah.
I guess they're yellow, not orange.
All right. You know what?
What?
Forget the friend or foe. Forget the pick one. Let's just go to our feature topic.
Okay. You want me to hit the button?
Hit the button. Yeah, we don't need it. We're just going. We've had some good discussions. Let's end. If you are on the live stream,
so
tell us something that the CDC should.
So obviously the CDC just came out and said, if you get COVID, it's 5 days now. Not too long ago it was 14 days. And then they were like, hey, it's 10 days, and now they're like, hey, it's 5 days. Hey, you know what? You should wear a mask if you're in this situation. Hey, you should, everybody should wear a mask.
It just seems like they're making up the rules.
Actually, you know what? You should wear 14 masks because breathing's not important. Like, let's just stop the virus. In essence, hopefully the CDC does know what they're doing. But it does kind of sound and seem like they're just kind of changing guidelines as we go here.
So let's do the same.
So let's be athletic training CDC experts, and let's change some guidelines of the athletic training room. So, number one, what do you want to talk about?
Number one, CDC recommends ice bags only 2 minutes for therapeutic
Just 2
treatment.
minutes. Hey, guys, all you need, 2 minutes, ice, numb, boom.
Abby knows what we're talking about. 2 minutes.
Just get to this little point of where it hurts and it stings and everything's fine. And you just take that ice bag off and you've gotten your therapeutic all the goodness you can from ice.
If you're on the live stream, give us your CDC athletic training guidelines.
Give us your CDC athletic training guidelines. I think we no longer should do ice and stim for 20 minutes. I think we should do ice and stim for 23 minutes.
23.
Because honestly, whether or not you think LeBron or Jordan is the best, I think that's really the guideline we need to go off of. The best basketball player of all time. LeBron, Jordan, doesn't matter, 23 minutes, ice and stim.
CDC told me personally that for wound care, just put a little pre-wrap around it. It'll be fine.
CDC told me.
Ed.
What do you got? The CDC recommends that listening to Candid Athletic Training is good for all 50 CEUs.
You just hold on there, buddy.
Brought to you by all things that are athletic training. And if you do listen to this Candid Athletic Training podcast, you will get all 50 CEUs, I promise, because we will rock you, but then also hopefully get you some, at least a couple in the next couple years. Anyway, the CDC told me, I called them. I said, hey, is this real? Do we really need to leave stitches in for 7 days? I don't get why I need to go back to my physician 7 days later. And the CDC said, no, you do not need to leave those stitches in for 7 days. 3 days max.
Here we go. They're coming in hot and heavy.
Let's go.
Dylan says the CDC says that ultrasound is the best modality out there and should be used on every injury.
Listen, and you don't have to do it for 8 minutes.
Just do it for a couple.
Just one.
Just turn it on.
Just turn it on.
Kevin says CDC said all injury evals should be done 5 minutes before practice starts.
Hey, if you're not going to get it then, you're never going to get it. So CDC guidelines rule.
CDC recommends giving your AT practice schedules before practices actually start.
Oh, well, I mean, thank you, CDC, for allowing us to know this practice schedule.
CDC says that if your pain is 10 out of 10, then you should probably not be in my office. CDC said that going to a chiro for pre-participation physical exams is enough.
Hey, your spine's in alignment. Your legs are equal length. We're good.
CDC says rest for 1 day will heal all injuries. No other interventions required.
Hey, no longer is the inflammatory process 72 hours. It's just 1 day.
CDC recommends that we need something more than double 6-inch wraps.
Hey, that's what she said, because we need single 6-inch wraps. Size matters.
Mike Hopper says CDC says the coaches should always tell kids to tell their ATs to tape both ankles. It doesn't matter.
Stirrup, though.
CDC also says you just need one stirrup and a couple.
And
no figure eights.
Don't you dare do a figure eight.
Absolutely
just
not.
Continuous heel locks.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Four times.
Real talk. I don't do figure eight. I think they're a waste of time.
They pretty much are.
But
hold
just a couple stirrups.
CDC says
CDC.
If your athletes aren't athletic, then you're just a trainer.
CDC says taping is better than bracing. We're never going to stop. This is going to go on all night. Just
CDC
so you know.
says 4 pillars are a great way to stay certified.
4 pillars.
F the 1, F the 2. We need 4. It's the corners, right? We need the corners of the building to hold everything certified.
Oh, shit. We need a pyramid. CDC says your mommy can dictate when you return to play.
Listen.
I was thinking something concussion-based.
Listen.
CDC says if you can remember the last 5 minutes, you're fine.
CDC says if you have a headache, take some ibuprofen.
CDC. Are we even going to be able to get to all these?
No. These guys are way faster than
all right.
we can even read.
Well, CDC says parents in the stands are the real injury experts.
Oh, please. Yes. Oh, CDC says steroid shot in the butt for a sinus infection fixes hip pain.
Colleen agrees with me. She says CDC says it's not a concussion. You just got your bell rung.
Well, you know what our good friend Hannah comes up with? The CDC says, you know what helps with shoulder pain? If you lick my butthole. Oh, Chad hasn't snorted on the podcast in a while. Thank you, Hannah.
Oh, shit.
CDC says.
CDC says that massage is really all we need to do. Just keep doing massage and don't get creeped out by it.
CDC says that I don't need a physician note for any clearance. I just need the CDC to allow me to come back.
CDC says that you can.
It's really hard to say CDC says.
I know.
CDC says.
I was trying to think of something with like
That if the
timeouts.
PCP says it was sprained after the AT said it was sprained, then it's now just sprained. I like it.
CDC says that rubbing dirt on it actually fixes everything. Rub some dirt on it.
CDC says you didn't actually turn in your CEUs in 2019. Oh, wait. That was the BOC. Oh, is the BOC the new CDC?
I don't know.
Should the BOC be the CDC?
CDC says that one special test is enough.
CDC says you no longer need to do 30 and 2.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Compressions.
You just need to do one really hard pump and maybe a little breath. But one hard pump should do it. One really good slammer in there. I broke Chad.
We got any other CDCs?
Somebody really did break Chad.
I needed it. I needed the laugh.
CDC says real ATs don't wear towels on their shoulders. Ooh, I don't agree with you, CDC. The CDC recommends you quit your bitching. I hope so. The CDC also recommends that you quit your job. Athletic trainers, you don't know shit.
CDC says that ATs can be furloughed and then exploited when they come back to work during a pandemic. Or CDC says you can just walk it off.
CDC says we're going to make you test everybody for COVID, but if you get COVID, we're all fucked. Pericardial thump. I like it, Dylan. Now I have terminology for the one pump chump. Pericardial thump.
CDC says that
Abby.
A hot, moist, warm towel is a good warm up. Adequate.
What else did I have? The only other one, was the ultrasound time. I always thought it was really...
Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! CDC says you should squirt water into your athlete's mouth. That will be the only way they can prevent dehydration. CDC says athletes don't know how to squirt water in their own mouth.
I don't understand.
Hey, man, you can't get the gloves wet. Although, if they're the rain gloves, you need to get them wet because then they're like...
The WCW.
The WCW says...
Well, he said Ric Flair, and I got thinking about wrestling. The CDC says that the wet bulb is, just a loose recommendation. As long as it's below 100, we're fine.
CDC says if you never type up notes, you won't have to catch up on the weekend. That's true. If you just never do it, you never have to do it. What do you think?
I think that's good. I had my my mind broke after the lick, whatever. I don't even know. Was that the lick my butthole? I couldn't think of anything funny after that.
CDC says I need a steroid shot.
They were going so fast I couldn't even
CDC says hot ice is the best for your shoulder. CDC says we're screwed.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything. So
you know what? That could not have gone better if we planned it, in which we didn't. We just relied on our live listeners to provide us the entertainment that we needed and wanted. So thank you all for that participating and listening. Candid Athletic Training Podcast, that's what we are.
Yep.
CandidAthleticTraining.com. Let's put some music on.
Yep.
Knowledge is king.
Got all these fun graphics I want to show the people.
Put one up, man. Who cares? It's the end of the show. Go over to CandidAthleticTraining.com. Send your friends to CandidAthleticTraining.com to get you a membership. Let's get this going. What do you got? One more? One more?
Two more. Colleen says, CDC says if I didn't see lightning, practice can continue. And Mr. Hopper says, CDC says biofreeze is the only fix you need. Thank you for joining us if you're a first time on the live stream. That's really good.
Are you reading Hannah's?
No. Say pap smear?
Oh, Hannah. Oh, God, Hannah. CDC says it's appropriate to stick a piece of plastic in somebody's asshole to check their temp, especially minors.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's my favorite. Sorry, everybody else, but that's what brings Candid Athletic Training to the Candid masses. This is why we do this podcast. We have these conversations with each other all the time in athletic training rooms. Why not have it over a podcast? So go get yourself a membership at CandidAthleticTraining.com. Please just share the wealth. Tell everybody to go get that membership. It's super fun. You can laugh with us on this live podcast every single week. Other than that, thanks Proof Fitness. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for Master Dry Needling, MedBridge, Healthy Roster, and various other, sponsors that we had throughout all of 2021 that have helped us make this podcast what it is, helped some of our listeners get more CEUs and opportunities to make sure that they are good, great, and grand athletic trainers. We love you all. We can't wait to talk to you next week. And that's what I got.
See ya.
Bye.